It's 5 o'clock Mountain Time. That means it's time for Tom and Shane, business and politics. And today we want to talk about Bank of America. They're tracking depositors for the for the FBI, and we also want to talk about CNN goes right wing, and we also want to talk about Dianne Feinstein returning to the Senate, and also there's a county in New York State, where they sent out voter registration cards, and everyone in the county is a Democrat. So we're gonna be talking about that. Shane will join us here shortly because I got some camera issues, and then I was late sending him the invitation. So he should be joining us any second now, and I apologize to Shane for that. Well, let's jump into this if we can, because well, it's kind of serious. The Apparently the Bank of America, at the behest of the FBI. Now this story happened back in February, but it came to light recently when the whistleblowers started testifying in Congress. And what they found was that the whistleblowers said that the Bank of America, at the behest of the FBI, related to the January 6th situation, the they asked the Bank of America to start surveilling some depositors. And what they wanted to know was any depositor who had bought a firearm in any state at any time that used their debit card or their Bank of America credit card, any state, anytime they bought a weapon, and they wanted to cross reference that with anyone who was using their credit card in the greater Washington, D.C. area on January 5th, 6th, and 7th. If they had rented a hotel room, if they'd bought gas, if they'd rented a car, flown in on a plane ticket, whatever. If they had, if they were a weapon owner and were in the vicinity of the Capitol on the 5th, 6th, or 7th of January, the FBI wanted to know who these people were. So, according to the Bank Secrecy Act, as we all know, deposits over $1,000 are sometimes questioned and sent to authorities. So the banks can't refuse a federal agency if they ask for information. So, in this case, the Bank of America complied, and whether any of these people were arrested from Bank of America, we don't know. But when this first came to light back in February, a lot of B of A depositors and customers said no thanks to BNA, but it didn't receive the boycott levels of Bud Light or something like that. So, in the case of the whistleblower, he claimed in his testimony that the FBI didn't solicit this from Bank of America. He made it sound like they voluntarily asked for it, or voluntarily gave it to him. But in the early reports, it was noted that the FBI did ask for this information on gun owners who had purchased guns with credit cards or debit cards belonging to Bank of America. So now we find out through this whistleblower who recently appeared before Congress when they're investigating these FBI allegations against the FBI and their people. So that's where we find ourselves with that. So where this will lead, we don't know. The Congress is pretty insistent about getting to the bottom of what happened to the FBI. Now, the FBI, of course, in their defense, they say, well, back when Trump was under investigation and the phony FISAs and all this stuff was going on, well, we knew that was going on, and we corrected those things. And I would have to say, I doubt it. I don't think you corrected much of anything, if you ask me. But on the surface, it seems like they would try to get to the bottom of what happened. So anyway, a list of gun owners in Washington D.C. on January 6th provided to the FBI by the Bank of America. So that's our top story of the day. The other story that came out is CNN is moving to the center, according to their CEO. The CEO says that they are going to look at all issues from both sides. And several reporters, two at least, have been called on the carpet for their criticism of the Trump town hall broadcast. Now, as many of you know, CNN received a lot of backlash for even putting Trump on, let alone putting him on prime time in a question and answer type situation. And, the moderator, if you remember, was a reporter in the White House before she became an anchor at CNN. So they have a history together. They fought back and forth on various things. And of course, she tried to fact check him as she went along. But as we all know, Trump is going to be Trump. And, you either like it or you don't. And you take it at face value. But they are insistent that CNN, so a couple of these reporters who treated this emotionally, they just don't like Trump. So they said CNN shouldn't have any business having him on. CNN retaliated with saying that when McCarthy was running for the House, 75 representatives were interviewed. 41 of them were on CNN before they went on Fox News. So they claim that they are moving more to the center. They're going to be more equal and balanced, if you want to, if any network on television can be balanced today. I would have to say I seriously doubt that they are going to be. But anyway, that's where we're going with that particular story. So we'll wait and see how CNN handles this thing. We've got an election coming up. There's going to be a lot of Republicans running. Trump's running. Tim Scott just put his name in the ring, and Nikki Haley is in there. Asia Hutchinson, easy for me to say, is in there, and there's a couple others that. Ron DeSantis will probably hop in there this coming week. He's been busy passing all kinds of anti-abortion, anti-LBQWZY things in Florida. And the NCAA just issued a no travel warning for Black Americans to Florida because it's a African-American hostile state. So you can take that. I think if the kids want to go to Disney World, mom and dad are going to take them whatever color they are. So I don't think that's going to do much. And plus, tourism in Florida has rebounded quite nicely, according to recent reports. So they're doing just fine, I think. So there we are. So, all right. So we got to move on to Dianne Feinstein. Now, Dianne, as you may know, she was out for 3 months. She had shingles. She's 89. She'll be 90 or so in a month, I think. And she came back to the White House, wheeled in a wheelchair. At 89, she's a little frail. She's had a lot of health issues throughout her career. But this one has been kind of serious because when a reporter asked what she did with her time off, she had no idea she'd been gone. She said, I haven't been anywhere. I've been here voting. So Now they're suspicious of, well, is this another uh, like the guy from Pennsylvania, John, whatever his name is. But yeah, she doesn't seem to be cognitive as to where she is. Nancy Pelosi has put the daughter in charge of wheeling her around Washington and staying with her. And there's a reason for that, because Nancy wants Schiff to take over Feinstein's Senate seat in November. And if Feinstein resigns because of health reasons or any other reason, then Gavin Newsom will appoint the next senator to fill out Feinstein's term. Now, Newsom likes Barbara Lee, who's a Democrat of California and is also black. He has political aspirations, we believe, and will probably announce his candidacy against Joe Biden sometime in the near future. So I think he feels maybe appointing a black senator to take Feinstein's place might get him some points with some of the black voters who are suspicious of Republicans to begin with. And, he feels it may give him a boost in the ratings. So Feinstein, it's in her best interest, she thinks, to keep him in place, because otherwise Adam Schiff will have to run against Barbara Lee in November. So Nancy is on board to keep this going, to keep Feinstein there, hell or high water. It's weekend at Dianne's while she's there, because I don't think, if she doesn't know that she's been gone, I seriously doubt that she can comprehend what she's voting on, and will just be sort of a rubber stamp of whatever Pelosi and Schiff want. So that's going to be a touchy situation as time goes on. But John Fetterman's the other guy I was trying to think of earlier. Couldn't remember his name, but I mean, this guy, even knowing his malady beforehand, Democrats still put him in office. So it's no surprise that Dianne Feinstein is going to hang around with propped up with Nancy's daughter to make sure that she stays in place, because Nancy wants Schiff in that slot over there, because they're good friends. They're both California. They're both in the same districts. And she is 100% behind him. She liked the way he handled January 6th and the investigations into Trump and all of that. So she feels he's the best man for that position. And Gavin Newsom has his own thoughts on, if he didn't do Barbara Lee, he could do another black liberal from some other part of the state. So there's that danger that Nancy doesn't want that to happen. So we're keeping Dianne in place, propping her up, putting a pencil in her hand and doing the check mark for her if we have to. And that's your government. That's where you are as we go along. So, all right, our last story. This was really bizarre. Nassau County, they've got a primary election coming up in June 27th. And they sent out voter registration cards, or voter cards, I guess, confirming, that you're a registered voter, and, an alert to vote in the election. And every single one of the 500,000 Republicans and independents who live in that county their party was switched to Democrat. Nassau County, New York now has 100% Democrats, and as you can imagine, the cards and letters started rolling into the election headquarters, and the mayor, or not the mayor, but the county people. As to what's going on here. How come all of us? Who changed my party name to a Republican? So I don't know. So anyway, our good friend over at YouTube, 010 YouTuber, When dementia and mental issues are more desirable to the left than Dr. Oz or Trump, we are in trouble. Yes, we are. That's for sure. Getting back to what we were talking about with Dianne Feinstein. And getting back to our final story here on the Nassau County, 100% Democrat there. So um, elections are already suspect after the 2020 election when COVID was here, and everybody had to wear masks. You couldn't vote in person, and all of those things. And a lot of people think the election was stolen. Some people think it was okay. Some people think there wasn't enough to overturn the election, and so everybody has their opinion on whether or not that election was above board. And I have no reason to think it wasn't. I don't think there was enough. There's fraud in every election. I mean, we know that, but whether there was enough to overturn the results, I doubt it. I don't think so. So, but anyway. But yeah, the now Nassau County says even though the cards that were sent out were incorrect, the polling place has your correct political designation on file. So you're gonna get the appropriate. You're going to get the appropriate ballot because the Democrats don't want 500,000 Republicans showing up at the Democrat primary to vote for the weakest candidate. So they've kind of got themselves in a little bit of a pickle there, and they trace the problem down to the printer. It's a printer in Rochester, New York, that they use, Phoenix Publishing, and they admitted their error, and they are correcting it, and they hope to have ballots out this Thursday. Well, not ballots, but the corrected cards out this Thursday to put people at ease that their correct designation will be honored at the June 27th primary. So we hope all goes well. I think it's always interesting these things come up that it would have been a bigger story, I think, if everybody in the county had been flipped to Republican. If they were 100% Republican, this would be on every network around the world, everywhere. But since it was flipped to Democrat, everybody looks at it with, oh well, business as usual. So that's where we are. So what can I say? So, all right, that's going to wrap up our stories today. We'll find out more as time goes on. More whistleblowers are going to testify in front of Congress. So we'll see how that plays out as the months go on, and how this plays into the election, if it does at all, and whatever house cleaning is done over at the FBI, and how much more of this situation is going to come up. Well, only time will tell. So I guess we're in for a long, hot summer as we go through all this stuff that's going to come up. The debt ceiling, still got that going on, and Trump's got more trials on the horizon. Will CNN cover things more clearly? Well, I don't know. I think you can. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. That's my thinking on CNN, MSNBC, and all these other guys out there. So yeah, maybe weigh in on the Target tuck back lice soon. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I was reading about that today. The Target has been asked to pull their stuff back. They'll get it out of the front of the store, put it in the back of the store. They've got these swimsuits with a tuck-in pouch for in their women's swimwear. They've got all the kids' toys. They got toddler things, with all the appropriate colors and sayings on them. And so, yeah, that's maybe we'll go into more depth with that on Thursday. Thanks for reminding me of that, because that was kind of a fun thing when the, folks looking at Bud Light and saying, "Oh, wait a minute here, because we have this Pride Month going on, so we're going to put everything in the back of the store. It'll be about a third of the size that it was." So Target doesn't want to be the new Bud Light as as we get through this Pride Month, and we'll. I don't know. I don't know where this is ever going to end, but at any rate, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous that that we're even talking about these things. It's I don't know. It's I'm done with it. I think so. Hey, don't forget if you like comment like this. Hey, don't forget to subscribe for us. Hey, we just passed 500 subscribers. We're halfway to our goal of 1,000. So, by all means, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. You'll always be notified when we're on, no matter what time zone you're in. So, if you're watching us on other continents or anywhere in the US or Canada or Mexico or beyond, ring that notification bell. I'll always let you know when we're going to be on, no matter what time it is. Like us, leave a comment. Let us know the kinds of things you want us to talk about, because we'll be happy to do that. And we really appreciate you guys very much subscribing to us, listening to us, being here while we're on. Reminder, we're here every business day, or every Tuesday and Thursday, I should say, 5 p.m. Mountain Time during business hours, I guess I should say. So 5 o'clock Mountain Time every Tuesday and Thursday. And we hope that you will subscribe, ring the notification bell, like us, and we really appreciate so much all of you who supported us and have subscribed, and we hope that will continue. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on our next podcast on Thursday. Thanks for watching.